Welcome to Royal Secrets. Imagine the hush that ripples through royal palaces when centuries-old traditions meet modern rebellion. Picture a queen whose poised exterior masks a heart that dares to break the molds cast by her ancestors. Today, we peel back the layers of royal protocol to reveal a moment that's more electric than any tiara. Queen Mary of Denmark has shattered a rigid royal rule, forever shifting the narrative of monarchy in the Scandinavian kingdom, and we're diving deep into every ripple of that seismic event. We're talking intrigue, defiance, emotion, every element your audience craves. It started with a simple gesture, or so it seemed. At a recent official ceremony, the Queen stepped forward, unaccompanied by her usual royal retinue, to address a crowd of everyday citizens. She smiled, spoke candidly, and even shared a laugh with a woman in the front row. What appears charming on the surface uproots centuries of protocol. Danish queens historically maintained strict separation from the public, always guarded, always distant. Yet here she was, bridging the gap in a moment that felt less staged and more sincere. By walking out alone, without the protective shield of palace factotums, Queen Mary communicated a powerful message: accessibility over aloofness, heart over hierarchy. And from there, speculation exploded. Royal watchers questioned whether this was a prelude to greater change. Could she be ushering in a new, more open era for the Danish crown? Was this orchestrated to boost popularity? Or was it a spontaneous act of authentic humanity, an intimate rebellion that bypasses spin doctors and challenges centuries-old expectations? To truly appreciate what's unfolding, we need to understand the tapestry of Danish royal tradition. The constitutional monarchy is one of Europe's oldest, rooted in custom, ceremony, and unspoken codes that govern everything from public appearances to personal conduct. Queens are revered, but also distant, symbols of continuity and tradition, not casual conversation. Their presence alone is meant to inspire awe, to represent something greater than individual personality. But what if personality is exactly what people crave today? What if the allure of mystique is fading in an age obsessed with authenticity? Mary, born Mary Elizabeth Donaldson in Tasmania, Australia, wasn't raised in castle corridors. She entered the Danish royal fold by chance, meeting Crown Prince Frederick in Sydney during a Rugby World Cup match in 2000. Their whirlwind romance, dashes through royal protocol, a fairy tale wedding, showed early signs of something different: grace, warmth, humor. She translated international charm into stiff Nordic formality, winning over a populace and critics alike. Yet even she, stepping into those gilded shoes, adhered to protocol. Until now, that moment, stepping toward the crowd alone, had a magnetic quality. Cameras captured her walking down the red carpet without handlers, greeting people, exchanging smiles. One man offered a flower and she paused, gently accepted it, and walked away, not flinching as policy might dictate. A child whispered something. Mary leaned in, responding with kindness. That footage circulated across news portals and social media. Headlines blazed: breaking tradition, royal rebellion, queen with a human touch. And everywhere, the same surprised tone: is it allowed? Is it permanent? Royal experts argue this is more than a one-off. Copenhagen University sociologist Drive Lot Nielsen suggests Mary is rebranding the monarchy for the TikTok generation, making it feel relevant, real. She notes that European monarchies that fail to evolve risk irrelevance, even abolition. Mary's move, Drive, Nielsen says, is calculated authenticity, an oxymoron, perhaps, but a masterstroke of deliberate connection. Inside palace corridors, courtiers reportedly buzz with astonishment. One source, speaking on condition of anonymity, said staff were stunned at how natural she behaved. No aides told her not to pick up the flower, no speech writers filtering her words. Royal protocol officers lost their traditional grip the moment the Queen chose instinct over instruction. And now insiders whisper: what's next? Will she continue these renegade gestures, perhaps like Queen Letizia of Spain, who often mixes fashion and substance in public settings? Will Mary host unscripted conversations, private-public photo ops, surprise walkabouts? Meanwhile, the public reaction has been electric. Polls conducted by Danish news media show a surge in the monarchy's popularity since the event. Social media is flooded with hashtags like #QueenOfThePeople, #MaryBreaksProtocol. Fans mock up posters reading, Mary for president, ironically hopeful in a constitutional monarchy. Of course, detractors warn of a slippery slope. If the Queen abandons every tradition, does the crown risk becoming a celebrity brand rather than an institution? Critics argue that protocol isn't just pomp, it guards impartiality, protects dignity. They ask, does this gesture, however sweet, open the door to cheap spectacle? Legal experts also weigh in. The Danish constitution grants the monarch immunity but also expects a certain decorum. Royal historian Ida Sorensen notes that Mary hasn't broken any laws. Bold gestures, in fact, are unregulated, but if this evolves into political commentary, then we're in trouble. And so far, she's attentive and harmless, smiling, inclusive, empathetic, yes. But pure, guarded. She didn't endorse a cause, or critique policy. No manifesto, no petitions. Just warmth. Industry insiders hint at a larger strategy at play. A palace press team, constrained by tradition until now, has reportedly been given new directives: facilitate natural moments, less polished, more authentic. They're planting small unscripted interactions, tennis visits with local kids, surprise visits to refugee centers, attendance at LGBT events without prior announcement. If Mary is a queen of the people, the palace wants that on full display. Networked cameras, mobile crews, clips for free use on news platforms, real-time social media sharing. The monarchy is learning the algorithms of influence and adapting. There's speculation that Crown Prince Frederick is on board. Known for his calm intellect and philosophy degree from Aarhus University, he might endorse a modernization project designed to refresh the monarchy amid shrinking interest in royalty globally. Other European houses, Sweden, the UK, Belgium, have tried similar softening gestures. Mary's move might place Denmark in the vanguard, merging gravitas and hospitality in one elegant package. What does this moment teach us? That tradition and transformation can coexist. That hierarchy doesn't preclude humanity. And that in a world awash with influencers, viral moments, and fleeting attention, centuries-old institutions must evolve or risk being sidelined. When a queen picks up a flower from a stranger in a spontaneous exchange, she's not just breaking a rule, she's bending it to fit the world we live in. For your viewers, your global audience, this story isn't about distant royalty. It's a mirror. It asks, what traditions in our own lives are waiting to be softened by kindness? When was the last time we deviated from the script and embraced spontaneity? And if a queen can shift centuries of expectations with a simple human gesture, maybe we can do the same in our own worlds. And so, the tremors continue. The shockwave from Queen Mary's decision to step away from rigid royal conventions is now echoing through the entire Danish royal family, disrupting the age-old protocols that have long governed courtly life and rewriting the future of monarchy in the 21st century. But this isn't just about one queen's gentle rebellion. It's about an institution that now faces a defining moment. And the choices made today may very well determine whether the monarchy continues to inspire awe, or fades into ceremonial irrelevance. The Danish royal family has always prided itself on quiet dignity, on balancing power with reserve. Unlike the often scandal-ridden British monarchy or the media-savvy royals of Sweden and Spain, Denmark's crown has been defined by stability, by restraint. But now, that narrative is shifting. Queen Mary's gesture may have started as a subtle break from tradition, but it has exposed long-simmering tensions within the palace, between modernizers and traditionalists, between the public's desire for authenticity and the crown's instinct to preserve mystique. Behind the palace doors, a different drama plays out. Insiders reveal that not everyone within the royal household welcomed Mary's bold move. Some senior staff, raised under Queen Margrethe II's reign, an era marked by firm adherence to ritual, reportedly viewed the Queen's public interaction as inappropriate and too informal. One former court official was quoted anonymously saying, "There are ways to connect with the people without erasing the line between royalty and citizen. The line must exist. Without it, monarchy becomes performance, not principle." Yet for others within the palace, especially among the younger staff and advisors, Mary's boldness is precisely what the monarchy needs. She made them feel seen, said a source close to the Queen's communications team. People want a monarch who doesn't just smile and wave. They want one who listens, who feels real. Queen Mary is giving them that without compromising her dignity. It's a delicate dance, being both sovereign and relatable, symbolic yet sincere. And as always, where the Queen leads, others follow. In the weeks following her break from protocol, observers noted that Princess Isabella, the Queen's daughter and second in line to the throne after her older brother Christian, also appeared more relaxed in public appearances. During a recent youth conference in Odense, she was spotted engaging in unscripted conversations, even taking selfies with Danish students, another royal first. Was this a coincidence, or has Queen Mary set into motion a broader cultural shift within the monarchy? King Frederick X, known for his cool composure and intellectual approach to statecraft, has not officially commented on the Queen's gesture. But palace watchers have pointed out his unusually supportive body language during recent joint engagements. Standing closer to Mary, offering visible nods of agreement, even helping her navigate large crowds without the usual escort of palace aides, all small but significant signs that he may be silently endorsing her shift. Some insiders believe this reflects a shared vision, a royal couple determined to bring the crown into the modern age, together. Meanwhile, the Danish media has turned the moment into a national conversation. Opinion columns debate the future of monarchy in a society increasingly skeptical of inherited privilege. Broadcasters replay Queen Mary's every step in slow motion, highlighting the unprecedented warmth she showed the public. Popular podcasts ask whether Denmark's royal family is becoming too accessible or finally relevant in a fast-moving world. The consensus: whatever your opinion, Queen Mary has made the royal household impossible to ignore. Among younger Danes, the response has been overwhelmingly positive. On TikTok, clips of Mary bending slightly to speak with a young girl with Down syndrome have racked up millions of views. Comments flood in. "This is our queen, finally a royal who acts like a human, she's the Diana of Denmark." That last comparison is especially powerful, and not without merit. Like Princess Diana, Queen Mary seems to understand the importance of symbolism, and how even the smallest gestures, touching a hand, making eye contact, laughing without restraint, can echo louder than grand speeches. But not everyone is convinced. Political critics warn that softening the monarchy's image too much could make it vulnerable. If the Queen acts like a politician or influencer, one Danish commentator said on national television, what separates her from them? Why give her special powers or privileges if she's just another public figure? It's a question that speaks to deeper anxieties in democracies with royal figureheads. How much is too much when it comes to transparency, visibility, and informality? The palace is reportedly monitoring these discussions closely. While no formal guidelines have been altered, sources suggest internal memos now advise senior royals to emphasize empathy and engage organically during public appearances. That's a stark contrast from the past, when every minute of a royal walkabout was choreographed to avoid unscripted moments. The script is looser now, one insider said. They're still royal, but they're no longer robotic. Queen Mary's own history makes her uniquely positioned to lead this transformation. She wasn't born royal. She grew up in a modest home in Australia, worked in advertising, and navigated the ordinary stresses of daily life long before wearing a tiara. That perspective, according to royal biographers, has given her an emotional intelligence not often found within dynasties. "She remembers what it feels like to be one of us," wrote one columnist, "and now that she's queen, she doesn't want to forget." And it's not just about symbolic moments. Since becoming queen, Mary has launched new initiatives targeting youth education, women's empowerment, and environmental responsibility. Her new foundation, launched quietly but with ambitious goals, seeks to bridge social gaps in Denmark. At a time when public trust in institutions is low, Queen Mary's activism feels less like charity and more like responsibility, a monarch using her platform for measurable change. If her public gestures are emotional, her policies are practical. Internationally, other royal families are watching closely. In Sweden, Crown Princess Victoria is reportedly studying Mary's approach in anticipation of her own future role as queen. In Norway, Princess Mette-Marit, also a royal by marriage, has praised Mary's grounded elegance. Even across the English Channel, whispers within royal circles suggest that Queen Mary's protocol pivot is being studied by British royal strategists eager to restore trust post-Megxit and post-Elizabeth. As Mary's star rises, a new question emerges: is this just the beginning? Will Queen Mary further modernize the Danish monarchy, perhaps inviting more public forums, attending unscripted interviews, or opening up royal residences to citizen engagement? Will she one day address the nation not just through prepared remarks, but live Q&As or online conversations? And if so, can she do it without eroding the awe and dignity that gives monarchies their mystique? Because this is the balance that every modern royal must strike. Too much distance, and the crown feels cold, detached, unrelatable. But too much closeness, and it risks becoming ordinary, just another celebrity brand among many. Mary is walking that tightrope with grace for now. But the road ahead will be watched closely, not just by Danes, but by monarchists and skeptics across the globe. And so we return to that single moment, the Queen walking alone, smiling, reaching out, and realize it may be remembered as a turning point. Not just for her reign, not just for Denmark, but for how modern monarchies exist in a world that demands transparency, warmth, and humility. Queen Mary, once the outsider, now sits at the very heart of a national identity. And she's rewriting what it means to wear the crown, not just with jewels and rituals, but with courage, compassion, and bold, human connection. So now, dear viewer, we ask you, if even a queen can break the rules to bring people closer, what boundaries will you break to bring truth, kindness, and authenticity into your world? Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more royal revelations, share it with someone who loves monarchy stories, and comment below, do you think Queen Mary's decision will redefine royal traditions forever?